on this computer, share my screen.
How do you turn the feeling of defeat into a success mindset? Those days you get disappointed, you get sad, you get upset, someone makes fun of you, and all of a sudden all of your motivation and your focus and your drive drains out with the disappointment. How do you turn it around? You know, if you went for that big project and you failed, it didn't work out. You put the video out, nobody watched it. You know, you did what you've been trying to do, but you just didn't get the accolades or the rewards, and now you feel defeated, and like tomorrow you're kind of like, screw it, why even try? We've got to learn how to change that mindset around so we can have some more resiliency and motivation so that we can keep at it in our dreams. But the question is how? That's what this episode is about. The first thing you have to remember, as soon as defeat strikes, and it will, if you're chasing big missions, big purposes, things that really matter to you, you're going to have down days, you're going to have bad days. Allow that. Everybody wants to be so Pollyannish or super positive and say, oh, there is no defeat, there is no failure. Oh no, there's failure. I mean, there really is. And we should stop pretending that people don't fall on their face and feel bad and have bad days. Allow it. When you have a bad day, allow that moment to say, you know what? Yeah, this isn't the way I wanted it to go. And then immediately shift into learning. Disappointment immediately goes away as soon as you shift into learning. So your question is, first allow it, say, okay, I am disappointed. I have higher standards. I wanted it to go better. But instead of now keep focusing on those things where you beat yourself up and beat yourself and beat yourself up, you say to yourself, okay, what's 3 things I learned? Go. And start focusing on what you learned. Specifically, when you get defeated in your life, I want you to start analyzing what defeated you, but instead of saying, I did bad here and bad here and bad here, turn it into a question about, first, what did I learn about myself? Second, what did I learn about other people? Third, what did I learn about the world? Fourth, what can I do about it? That's how you deal with the disappointments. What did I learn about myself? What did I learn about other people? What did I learn about the world? And what can I do now? That focus to those 4 questions from any disappointment or defeat will help charge you up because you'll be focused more on the lessons and what you can do next. The second big idea when you have a defeat is this. Immediately that day that you got defeated, I want you to take 3 action steps, no matter what those are. Sometimes the 3 action steps are, okay, that didn't work out well. Send an email to my team explaining or apologizing. Sometimes the action step is to call somebody, send a note to somebody, send a text. Sometimes the action step can simply be stop at the grocery store, get my favorite meal, so tonight I feel better about myself. Whatever it is, just make sure as soon as the disappointment happens, you set 3 goals that very day and do them. One of those goals can be meditate and think about it. Another goal can be take a long walk. Another goal can be let's exercise. Another goal can be call a friend, go out to coffee. I don't care what it is, my friend, but you need those goals and you need to do them immediate. Because here's the thing, the more momentum you have, it doesn't matter toward what goal. The more momentum you have, the more motivation you'll feel. And that motivation can often wipe out that feeling of disappointment and move you forward. And then the third big idea, when you get defeated, stop focusing so much on yourself. I know it's easy to stew in your own hurt or your anger, your disappointment, but instead start thinking about that very next day, how can I rise to another level of service? That's the question I want you to ask the next day. When you wake up that next day after disappointment, say, you know what? Today, I have the opportunity to serve. Let me do it with full joy and heart. Let me challenge myself this day. Yes, yesterday wasn't what I want to be, but this day, I'm going to challenge myself again to serve with full joy and full heart. If you can do these simple things, I know they're just internal dialogues I'm talking about. You're really just looking at the disappointment or the defeat and saying, okay, what did I learn about myself, other people, and the world? And what can I do? You're really just saying, okay, what are 3 steps I can take today to get some more momentum back? And you're really just waking up the next day and saying, hey, how can I serve even better today? That might sound so simplistic, but most people don't do those things. They keep stewing over and over and over on the hurt and the angst and the stress. and so they never break free. If you can ask a different quality of question, you can live a different quality of life and overcome those disappointments. So try that next time you feel down or defeated, and you'll start to experience and live what we call the charged life.
All right, let me stop my share. So that is Mr. Brendon Burchard. He is super awesome. And welcome, guys. It's October 16th, and it's our Team Legacy call. And I am Shannon Larice, one of the co-founders, with my husband, Stacy Larice, who is away. He's like, I hate to say non-existent, but it's almost getting that way because he travels so much and I travel so much. And by the time we start these team calls, he's passed out because he's up again at 4. So anyway, we founded this team based on the principles to inspire, mentor, grow, and thrive. And I'm so very excited to welcome new people here all the time. So Danielle, I'm happy to see you on tonight's call. I hope Lindsay gets on. She doesn't usually miss. So but I have a couple of shout outs that I would love to start out with. And the first one is a congratulations to Kara and Shauna for already inspiring one person this month. And a shout out to Lindsay for already hitting Success Club 6. And what Success Club is, it's just a metric for us to go ahead and have an attainable goal each month. If we can set a minimum goal for ourselves, what would that be? And Beachbody says inspire 3 to 5 lives a month. And if you do that, we're going to send you stuff. And they do. There's always wonderful prizes every single month. We call some of them wear and share. Like we'll get shirts and hats, and sometimes we get new products to test. One year, we gave out bobble heads for every trainer. So I have Autumn, and I have Shalene and Sagi. And so, it's just a fun way to go ahead and have something measurable. So that was a non-negotiable I made for myself ever since the day I became a coach. And I have a story to share in just a moment about turning defeat into success. That is a personal story of mine when it comes around Success Club. But at the end of the day, it's really, truly, honestly about never, ever about selling a product. It's about sharing a solution that is working for you and many people who want to do this, okay? We never, ever, ever want to push anything on someone that they really, truly don't want to do. Because you want to know something, you can lose 5 pounds and feel good in your jeans by doing, by not eating so many cookies, right? Or stop drinking a couple of extra drinks per week. You can automatically feel better. This is about creating consistent, healthy habits that will be sustainable and last a lifetime. And again, like the name of our team, leave a legacy. I also have a shout out for Kim and Katrina for hosting their first challenge group. So super proud of you girls. How's it going, Katrina?
Sorry, I'm multitasking. It's going well. There are a few new people, I guess, to the challenge app, so it seems that they're still figuring out how to post and make it, viewable to everybody, and just getting the whole, I guess, their bearings down. They're just, it seems everybody's doing really well. I want to shout out to Ariane and Melissa because they are thriving. They are going right for it. It's awesome.
That is so, so great. That's awesome. So I'm so glad you shared because, we never want anybody to feel pressured into, especially when they first start, ever feel pressured into running a challenge group. We want you to feel empowered to run a challenge group. So being a part of one is the reason why we get started, really, truly, is about our own journeys. And if you don't have a story of your own, participating in a challenge group is going to help you, tell your story over time, and your story is going to change as you progress. You know, the person you are today is not going to be the person you are in a few months from now. I mean, you know, relatively speaking, hopefully you're going to be more positive. Hopefully you're going to have more energy, and that is just going to absolutely shine, and people are going to be attracted to that. So, you know, that is, you participate in as many challenge groups as you want. As a matter of fact, we encourage you to invite people to the challenge group that you are a part of. You know, you guys, you know, so someone is joining you on your journey, not where you're necessarily coaching, although you both understand what happens, in a challenge group. Everybody starts encouraging everybody. That's why we call everybody coaches. You know, we are coaching from within. We are cheering everybody on. And you are going to be able to see which are the people who are really engaged and the people who just are still working on themselves. And those are the people that you want to go ahead and welcome to your team as coaches. So that's how it all works. Any birthdays, anniversaries, shout outs, little big wins this week? Anything anybody wants to share? Katrina, you already gave a shout out to 2 people in your challenge group. Because guys, I want you to realize that it's super, super, super important, super important to go ahead and celebrate those little wins. One of the little wins I had today was somebody who I went to. I was at a conference a couple of weeks at Brendon Burchard's conference. I was at his conference a couple of weekends ago, and somebody who was at that conference called me today. And that was super awesome, just to say hi and say thank you for the energy that I brought to that event. And I just thought, oh, that's awesome. So I wish I would have thought of doing that. But I thought that was such a big win, because it just filled my heart and started off my day really, really, really on a high note. So we have to celebrate the things so that we don't get bored, so that we don't get stuck in the mundane, because we are responsible for getting ourselves out. So before I go into the content of what Brendon shared with us and turning defeat into success, I want to just mention a couple more announcements. So the UK launch is this week. I'm scared. I'll be honest. I'm nervous. The UK Beachbody is launching in the UK. I'm going. I've been talking to about 70 different people who've been over the course of 4 months. About 10 people have verbally told me that they are going. A handful of them have called me to tell me that they are going with other coaches this week. So you can imagine the amount of fear I have right now. I have no idea what it's going to be like, right? I have no idea. I know what Beachbody events are like. They're always awesome and they're always fun, but I'm going alone. Well, I shouldn't say I'm going alone. I'm going with a whole bunch of other Team Beachbody coaches, but not necessarily anybody on our immediate team. Our upline coaches are going, David and Kristen, so that's great. And they have another 50 people who are attending with them. So I'm going into this with a very light, open heart, expecting nothing but joy and hoping that while I am there, I can make a difference in any magnitude and maybe go walk the streets and see if I can get some challengers while I'm in the UK. So we'll see. I've got business cards. So we'll see. I might just grab people off the street and be like, you should come to this. We'll see what happens. That's plan B. So by now, everybody should understand what their Coach Online office looks like. If you haven't, you should talk directly to your coach and go through it and walk through it. It's part of your Coach Basics training to go ahead and do so. It's something that you should look at every day even if you don't have much going on, it's something you should look at every day. Just get into that habit of logging in, looking at it, exploring something, always learning. And the reason why I'm mentioning the Coach Online office is because it now has a new, more friendlier appearance. So I love the way it looks. It's so much nicer. Coach Basics training, we now have a new online link. It's called thinkific.com, and that's where our Coach Basics is. If you haven't received this link yet from your coach to go through Coach Basics, go ahead and just give them a shout out and say that you're ready, and we will get you through our Coach Basics training and get you on your way. Your coach will be able to see when you comment in the discussion questions. So we highly encourage you to be engaged, comment, ask your questions there. But if you don't get the answer that you need immediately, you can always post in the coach's page as well, because then any coach will comment. We also have a new team website getting ready to be launched. Right now, our website is teamlegacyfitness.com. We're hoping that that URL stays the same. I'm having some old webmaster lack of communication, we'll just say, with my new webmaster, but we're very excited. The coach training will also be there. And that website is a tool meant for the diamond leaders on our team. And what this does is you will be able to create a page that will allow you to create a funnel for cold leads, you know, outside of your friends and family, people that you don't know. So this will be a link that you would be able to give to people. You would be able to offer something for free, like a recipe, or maybe your 3 tips that get you through the day, like a video. You'd be able to collect their emails, offer them this free content. And, you know, the thing is that you want to create value for people. You don't want to just go straight to a sale, especially if you don't know them. You want them to continue to follow you. So you have to keep giving people things that they're interested in. So this will be a page that will allow you to give away some of your free content. And we are doing this for the leaders who are on our team. So if you would like to have one of these pages, achieve diamond rank, and we will go ahead and get you set up. Gosh, there's so many exciting things. This is huge, guys. This is huge. November to remember. Has anybody seen this yet? Okay, you should have all received an email in the mail. And if you haven't received the email, you should have seen it in your Coach Online office, because it's the first little bit of information. In the month of November, there is a new program that's being released. It's called Double Time, okay? This is a program that is meant to encourage families in twos to work out together. So whether it's a husband and a wife who just want to start getting active, and it's a low impact program. It's like a starter program. Or maybe it's a parent with their kid, right? And they want to go ahead and encourage, you know, them to start, you know, living a healthy, active life. This program is being released. But here's the thing. You can sign up on teams of 2. So 1 diamond coach and a non-diamond coach, or 2 non-diamond coaches. It doesn't matter. The only thing is you can only have 1 diamond coach on a team. But these 2 people on a team can promote 2 non-for-profit parent-teacher associations or organizations, PTOs or PTAs, okay? You can present to a school's PTA that if they promote this program for you, right, and they are the top earners, meaning they sell the most challenge packs in your region, so there are 7 regions, they are giving out $50,000 to that organization with the most sales in that region. This is huge for schools. Huge for schools, especially if they lack a health and fitness PE program. I'm very excited about this because my husband and I have always been involved in the schools and athletics, and we both coached high school and junior and middle school teams. And now that our kids aren't there anymore, we feel very disconnected from the community. So I'm so very super excited to be able to go out to the schools that my kids went to and be able to offer this opportunity for them, whether it's the elementary school, the middle school, or the high school. So I am certainly going to be participating in this. I absolutely cannot wait. I encourage you to get on a team, make your own team, and maybe it's somebody in your community, right? Maybe it's someone in your community. Now you will receive the commissions from all those sales, and Beachbody will give the school $50,000. That's pretty awesome. And if I've ever participated in one of these contests before, some of the teams that have sold the most challenge packs, I mean, we're talking like 50 to maybe 60 programs at tops that I have seen people be able to sell with one-on-one interaction. When you talk about an entire organization who is promoting this because they want that $50,000, this can be greatly impacted. Now, one little thing that I am going to do personally on my own, just in case that organization doesn't rank number one, I'm personally going to give them 10% of my earnings. So we receive 25% in commissions, but I'm going to give them 10%. So I get a little and they get a little, just to be fair. And it's a way that I get to give back to the community. So I highly encourage you guys to get on a team to do this because I think it's going to be awesome. It's a great way, Danielle, to kick off your business because you will learn what your true potential is. Same thing with you, Katrina. Okay, so challenge groups this month or coming up, we have Clean Week, which is a challenge group that is going to start on October 30th, okay? We are going to be following the new Clean Week program, okay, which offers for $29.95, they get a 1-week supply of Shakeology. They get access to Beachbody On Demand with the Clean Week workouts. So we will do the Clean Week workouts for that first week. The week after, we will discuss if they would like to upgrade to a challenge pack. Okay, so, and then they can roll into the challenge group that will begin on November 13th, which Lindsay and I are calling ours the Attitude of Gratitude. Okay, and the reason why we chose this, obviously it's Thanksgiving and we should all be thankful, but I wanted to help people with habits of gratitude. It's one thing to be thankful on Thanksgiving, duh, right? We're all thankful on Thanksgiving, and then we have this big giant feast. But to actually take your thoughts and journal about them every single day while you're going through a fitness journey is really, really awesome. So every person who signs up for a challenge pack before October 30th with me is going to receive a journal from me. All of my new challengers. I've already sent one out today. And right now I have 5 of them sitting here. So I'm going to be sending those out to my challengers, and I'll give you a little tip. I went to Barnes & Noble's and they're having a 75% off sale. So these were only $2 each, and they're really nice. So go see what they have at Barnes & Noble's. And it was kind of weird. It was like one of those things where I was driving down the road and suddenly I just had this idea and I just pulled off and I decided to go look. Boom. It was meant to be. So,
quick question. I'm sorry. Going back to your Clean Week, you said it was $29.95. You said
it's $29.95. They should purchase they should make sure that they purchase that before the 23rd if they want to participate in Clean Week so that they get everything on time.
Right, and that's a week's worth of access to Beachbody On Demand, right?
I think they're going to get like 2 weeks access, but it'll go away probably by the end of, like, closer to the end of it.
Definitely.
Right.
Sorry,
So
also Shakeology?
they will get 7 days of Shakeology, and it'll be a variety.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And the posts are already set up in the challenge tracker app. When you go into the challenge group posts, Clean Week already has everything set up. And one of the cool things that I love about Megan is that she also did videos on her favorite Shakeology recipes. So what I did with those every single day, I scheduled those videos to be in the pinned post so people could, and it's every flavor. So like if they want to follow her favorite recipe with vegan strawberry, they can. So it's great. I love it. We used to do free groups. And I'll be honest with you, what we learned, with the exception of Katrina, the turnover rate for them was really low. Most people who want free just want free. But see, Katrina didn't want free. She knew she needed a solution. She just wanted to dabble. So again, the point is that you have to be able to offer people something. And we do have a free coach, like a free membership for people. So I say allow people to sign up for one of those free memberships, right? And check it out on their own. Because when you invest time in these groups and, and people don't continue with you, we feel defeated, right? And it's a lot of work. So we have Clean Week. So at least Clean Week, they are trying Shakeology and they are investing in it. $30 for a week. You can't even go to like 3 yoga classes for that much money in 1 week. Or or take spin classes, for that much money a week, because they run $15 to $20 each. So we'll give them a solution for every single day. They will give them access to you as coaches. And what we're doing is we're keeping that group open. So if our people who order before the 30th, I'm going to allow our regular challengers, I'm going to reward my regular challengers to participate in Clean Week with us because they can, right? Because they can. But the actual journaling won't begin until the 13th because that's what they signed up for, not the Clean Week people. Does that make sense? So the idea is for people to engage with these posts, but actually to keep track of them so that they can go back and maybe even create a new habit where they are doing this every single day. And we will be asking people to share. So, and sharing as much as they want to share. But again, most of the time when you ask people to engage in something like this and they are participating, they're usually pretty awesome. So any questions around that? Nope. All right. Okay. So let's see. All right. So Brendan made some really good points here. And so this is the part where you guys are going to share with me because I've had some defeating moments this month that oftentimes I just brush off to the side and move on. But I really loved how he gave us tasks to do to actually help us get through that defeat. So I'm going to ask you guys, and it doesn't have to be obviously Beachbody related. Danielle, you're new, and Katrina, you've been doing this for a couple of months. What feelings have you started having? What have you been excited about and maybe not gotten the reaction? And it could be totally anything in life. It could be something at your job. It could be something in your family. I had an expectation of my daughter being home from college and wanting to do certain things, and I got a different response. So share with me. Let me know. Let's talk about this.
Go
ahead.
I'm trying to think of I mean, I guess like I graduated from college about, it's 3 years ago now. It's flown by. And I still have I took this step to Beachbody to try and do something that I could love, that I could really be passionate about. Because I'm constantly feeling defeated with jobs that I've currently taken in the field that I got the degree in. My current workplace that I decided to go PRN at, I was full-time and I was constantly coming home upset and stressed and defeated, feeling like I wasn't really making a difference there. A residential facility for troubled youth. And I felt like what I was doing wasn't appreciated. So I really wasn't making a huge difference. So that's probably been my biggest struggle lately as far as defeat.
Do you really believe that that's true?
I mean, I had moments where I had coworkers complimenting me, and I had youth that I had a good rapport with. So in those moments, no. But there were times where I still doubted myself. So, and it was hard for me to take, like, what he said about finding 3 things that you can set for yourself to accomplish. It was hard for me to do that and really go through with it.
When Brendan mentioned that, yeah, it's kind of funny. I have to agree. When somebody asks you to write down your goals, it's really hard to dream, because if you've had some disappointment in the past, right? Because you don't want to let yourself down.
Right.
So what we truly have to do is keep dreaming, keep setting those aspirations, keep setting those goals, right? And know that we can ask ourselves those questions about, how could I have done something differently? Who needs me the most? And then how am I going to go about that? I think those were the questions. And how is it going to make a difference in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So if we just take other people's feedback as for what it is, then whether it's positive or negative, we can't rely on other people for the way we want to feel, right? It's actually our own choice. We are completely responsible for the way we feel at 9:00 at night on a team call, right? So a really good tip that I learned at this high performance academy was to set up a trigger for yourself. So when you are walking through the door of a place that you know might be stressful, or that is going to bring anxiety or apprehension, or you just don't know what to expect, always do a gut check and say, what's my energy level right now? Ask yourself that question and then say, okay, I need to bring it up a notch. And who needs me the most inside, on the other side of that doorway? And then that's what you bring that higher level of energy to. And then it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you. Because in the workplace, a lot of times what happens is we find is that even if you are happy all the time, sometimes people still want to bring you down to their level of unhappiness. And that's just not fair, right? Mm-hmm. So do you let that happen, or do you keep bringing it? You know that one person that's smiling all the time and you're like, God, that person's really annoying. Well, guess what? That's me. I will always bring it, because my, inside stresses aren't worth putting on someone else, and you don't want to bring down an environment. So give yourself a little bit more credit about, are you still working at this job?
I'm on call, so I get to, like, they'll let me know what vacancies they have for the week, and I can choose whether I want to cover any shifts or not.
Gotcha.
So,
That's
and
pretty freedom.
I'm hoping to be able to leave completely
You
once
will.
I can get this rolling.
You know,
So,
that's a really great aspiration. And so follow Lindsay's lead and she will show you exactly what you need to do. I would not go for the minimum. Go be limitless. If you think 3 to 5 people is just like piece of cake, great. Go big or, whatever. But the most important thing is to lead with your heart because that's what this is about. So can you think about ways that if you were to go there, like how you can, bring your best to it? Can you think about like what you can do differently or who needs you the most when you go there?
Well, my mentality when I walk through the door is to try and ignore the negativity from staff members because that's what's gotten a lot of people down lately.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of brought me down as well. The focus wasn't on the kids' treatment. So, like, I've learned to walk through the door and kind of just be, like, leave my issues at home, but also remember, like, why I started working there was because I was passionate about inspiring kids and youth. And because I've worked with youth a lot, so.
So how do you think you can uplift the people who work there?
I'm kind of like you where I usually always have that bright, cheery, smiling personality that almost tends to be annoying to some people. So that's usually my way, is trying to make sure I always have a pleasant reaction.
Yeah. And that's a great start. It's a great start. One of the things I love that I learned was asking yourself if I can surprise someone today in the environment, like somebody that I'm working with, or if I can do something that's like nice, that's out of the ordinary, like bring somebody flowers or bring something to work that day that everybody can share. Like those are like little things that you can do to gain people's trust and appreciation. And we know those things, but we have to do them with intention. And the intention is to bring everybody's, personality, or not personality, but spirits up, right? Because who doesn't love food, right? Just bring something healthy.
Right.
How about you, Katrina?
Oh boy. For me this week, I don't know if we consider
I can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if I would consider it defeat. Definitely a low moment though. I went away. As you know, and not everybody knows, I have a 17-year-old daughter who is looking into colleges. And I did not have the opportunity. I went to community college here. I was already established in my job, so I didn't need to go to school. And I didn't have to do the financial aid, look into scholarships, do all those questions and paperwork and everything. So I had no idea what this all entailed. And for me this week, it's been very trying because they opened up admissions early for all this. So now the pressure's on, and I looked into actually I was recommended somebody who you can hire to do all of this. They negotiate everything for the student, with the money back and forth. For me though, my feeling of defeat was Saturday. Alexia wanted to go to NYU before it, and I wasn't. I had already had plans for the day, and I was very uncomfortable with her going into the city by herself. So
Right.
it was a big battle, well, should I let her go? Should I let her go? Because I really couldn't go, but all right, I'll make things happen, and I'll do it I'll make it happen, and I'll go with you. And then, I don't want you to go. I'm doing this on my own. And she, some of this, where I'm trying to do as much and as best as I can. Being a single parent is not easy, especially not having done any of this before.
Right.
I don't know, what the deadlines are, when when we should have been, doing things. I don't know anything. She, basically, I'm trying to be there and be involved as best in what I could and what I know to do. And, I'm learning as I go. And for her, it was feeling that I let her down.
Right.
If she was doing it all on her own, or she's doing a lot of it on her own, and she only comes to me when she has questions. What's your social security number? What's your,
Right.
So that was probably my moments of defeat, like.
Right. That feeling of.
How is it that that I let this go down?
Yeah. And it's not that you've. Yeah, no, I can imagine when you just don't know and you didn't go through that process. And actually the process has changed a lot. But so what do you think, how do you think that, how did you, alleviate that? How did you come through it? Like, you felt that way, but how are you bringing yourself out of that defeat?
Well, for one, I let her go. Which
You
was
did?
very difficult for me because, my thinking, working where I work and in that environment.
Yeah. It's, you're thinking the bad all the time.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to let you go, but text me when you get off the train. Text me when you get to the subway. Text me when you get off the subway. Text me when you get to the school.
Right. So you let her go. And so how can you make it up to her next time?
Well, what I did was when she came home, we had a big argument the night before. And when she got home, I kind of engaged in conversation with her. I asked questions. I, asked her things, information that she had found out, and then, inquired, all right, well, we're going to do, if this is, where you're going to apply, how do we go to people?
Right.
Next step. And, kind of set down or try to set down some sort of a schedule and plan with her about the other schools that she wants to look at. Because I thought we were going to do touring all last month.
Right.
I don't want to tour the school. I want to apply first. Now she wants to go to all these open houses. And I don't know the difference between a tour and an open house. Maybe there's the same thing. Yeah. Well, just getting involved a little bit more and asking questions, and even if I may not be able to do the process, inquiring about the process, so she doesn't feel like she's in it.
Hopefully the school is a little bit more of a guide too. I would encourage you taking that first step and just going to the school. And so, the reason I'm asking you guys about like personal things is, number one, as a team, we kind of need to know what we're going through personally on a day-to-day basis, because the struggles how you deal with your struggles in real life is probably going to show through in your struggles when it comes to growing a business and your team. Okay. And we want to teach you and give you the skills, because even if you don't know something or have these habits, you can learn them and you can apply them. Okay. So, and they can be applied to your business. They could be applied to your challenge groups and your fitness journey, but they can be applied to your real life as well. So I'll share with you I've had a couple of business defeats this week. A couple. Actually, it started in October. It started in September. So for 35 months, okay, since I became a coach, I've been a coach for 3 years now. For 35 months in a row, I hit Success Club. And on my 3rd anniversary, I did not. So consistently for 3 years, I inspired 3 to 5 people every single month, right? That's a lot of people. And actually some months it was like 10 or 12. It was a lot more. But that last month I didn't. And you want to know something? I'll be honest with you, I didn't get down on myself. I mean, I was just kind of like, oh, I can't believe this isn't happening, because I knew that there were so many people who wanted to do this with me. And ironically, what happened was it just wasn't meant to be. And I had to think back. I had to stop and say, how many people have I inspired? So I went back and I looked, and I had to seriously look at this list. And I was just like, wow, there are like 1,000 people in this list. And I just had to take it back for a moment and be really proud of the impact that I've already had, and that little number, that one extra life that I could have inspired. It's not that it didn't matter. It was just a number, right? So there will become times, because we tell you guys, and we recognize people who hit Success Club. And I will tell you that if you do it consistently every single month, your business will grow. If you're inconsistent, you just won't. It's just a fact, right? So I took that very seriously when I became a coach. And so in my 36th month not hitting it, you know what? It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I thought I would have felt worse about it, and I didn't. And I'm the only reason why I think I didn't feel so bad was because of personal growth, personal development, recognizing that every single day I am making a difference in my challenge groups, the people that I'm talking to, the coaches that we're helping mentor. We make a difference every single day. And I need you guys to all realize that the people who you start your team with are not going to be here later. That's a hard truth. Okay. However, here's what I'm grateful for. I'm so grateful for those people that I started this journey out with, because there are so many people on this team, so many leaders on this team right now that I would have never had the opportunity to work with, meet, and develop lifelong friendships. So they were part of, again, my growth and this team's growth in what it is today. So we have to always think about those things, because, we had some really good memories back then. But you want to know something? We're having really awesome memories right now too. And we have to keep everything in perspective. Another thing I told you is that I'm really nervous about this UK thing, right? I got 2 messages this week that these people that I have been working one-on-one with for 4 months are going to another team. People who called me on a daily basis, people who asked me questions on a daily basis, have decided to go with another team for I don't know what reason. But that's okay, because it opens up an opportunity for someone else who's supposed to be on this team. And I truly believe that. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, but you have to be able to talk yourself up and out of those moments of defeat, because they're there. I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I can't let that get me down, because I'm about to get on an airplane and go hundreds of miles, hundreds of thousands. I don't even know how far it is. It's on the other side of the Atlantic, away to a country where, sure, I travel all the time, but I don't travel to different countries all the time by myself. It's a scary world out there right now, and a lot's going on in Europe. And so there's lots of things, but I cannot let the dreams and the aspirations and the things that you as coaches want on this team deter me, because how would that reflect? How can then I say to you guys, all right, guys, let's level up, let's do this. How can I ever expect that of you if I don't model that behavior? So, So really, truly, honestly, we have to ask ourselves every single day, how can we bring our best to the situation, and who can we impact in that moment today, right? How can we make that difference? And even if it's just smiling, even if your win for the day is that you opened the door for somebody, right? Just do it because it's going to make you feel good on the inside. And understanding that every no is truly a not now. Okay. Every no is truly a not now. And that no is just opening space for someone else whose time is right now. So trust yourself, trust your hearts, and know, and make sure you're reading. Am I frozen? You guys are all frozen. I think I might be frozen.
Sometimes there she is.
There she is. Okay.
That happens sometimes. I'm
All
really
of a sudden she just freezes.
and I'm like, I'm talking, and you guys are all like, in the weird.
It's always at the funny faces. Yeah.
It'll be on the record.
I'm waiting to see if Danielle's moving. I'm like, all right, Danielle's still moving, so it's not me.
Yeah.
It's always me. I live in the country, and I don't know. There's something about the clouds here at this time of night. It always likes to go in and out. Anyway, bottom line is that you are responsible for your energy. You are responsible for your choices. Okay? So I love, Danielle, that you're PRN. You get to choose when that's awesome. So you get to choose when you go to work. So if you get to choose, damn girl, you could show up and just be like, party in the house, kids, let's do this, right? Danielle is here. And that's awesome. So I want to choose when I got to go to work. I don't really get to. But that's another thing, right? We all want to do we really want to leave our jobs? I mean, the potential is there, but we got to work for it. Okay. And we have to go ahead and learn the process. And we have to go ahead and make sure we create consistent habits. And then we have to level up and really treat this like a business, and not every coach is at the same, and I hate saying level. That's not what I mean. Same level of getting started. Like, you have to start somewhere. You can't just jump right to, well, I guess you can. You can start a website. You can start marketing, but that takes time and money too. So if you have money to invest in doing all of those things, awesome. Otherwise, start with a slow process. Start with progress. Like, what do you have to do tomorrow? Okay, you have to talk to 3 to 5 people. Great. Go talk to 3 to 5 people. See if they want to be in your challenge group. Tell them how awesome it's making you feel, because it should always lead with sharing, okay? Not selling. Because you may be the best salesperson ever, but that doesn't mean people are buying into you and your story and why you've inspired them. So make sure you're truly inspiring them. And then the other thing is, when you do have people, I want you guys to realize, I want to set you up for success. So I have some challenge group rules. Okay. I'm not doing free groups anymore. I already told you that, right? Someone who is in a challenge group has to get a challenge pack. Okay. They may already have a Beachbody program. And if they do, that's fine. They can change you to be their coach, to you to be their coach. Okay. There's a change coach form. And then they must order Shakeology Home Direct. Okay. And why am I telling you that? It's because drinking Shakeology, I'll talk from a logistics standpoint right now. Okay. Just from a business standpoint, creates volume. And that volume is going to help you earn weekly income. Okay. So that is just from a business standpoint, a good business model. Okay. From the lifestyle model, like from the lifestyle, not the logistics component, but from the lifestyle component, it works. It makes us feel amazing. It's good. It's good for you. It's the vitamins that we don't get in our food. It's the minerals that we don't get in our water. It's or the dirt anymore that our food grows in. Okay? So many people have such unhealthy diets, or they don't even eat enough, and therefore that means they're not getting the nutrients that they need. So this is like a guaranteed way for people to get over that fatigue, that exhaustion, to, again, just feel alive and have the energy and desire to want to work out. That's what it was for me. And that's what I share with people. I used to have inflammation of my ankles and my hands, and I had pains all over my body. And I was medicated all the time. And I'm not anymore. So those are the things that I share with people, is that I don't have to do those things. So you, by doing this, and that's what I mean by sharing a story, share your experience with Shakeology and why it's a non-negotiable in your challenge group. Because honestly, every single person in my family drinks Shakeology. That is why I had to hit Success Club every single month, because I didn't want to pay for it. And I haven't. I've never paid for Shakeology. Not one bag. Because I started right away, inspiring right away. So 3 to 5 people a month is going to pay for your Shakeology at minimum. Okay? It was a non-negotiable for me. When you got 2 kids, one in college and the other one who was getting ready to go to college, I'm like, there is no way we could spend $200 a month on a shake. But I have to have it. That's what I said to Stacy. But we have to have this, because this is that good. We have to have this. And so we did it. And you can too. You just have to be determined and passionate and joyful. Okay? And positive and purposeful. So I want you to think about 3 words. I ask everybody to do this, and maybe Katrina, you've already done this, but I want you to think about 3 words that you want people to recognize you as, and make those words yours. I just shared mine with you. Mine are passionate, joyful, and positive. And so I know that if I'm those 3 things, that I'm being purposeful every single day. So think about the 3 words that you want people, when you walk into a room, how you want them to perceive you. And then ask yourself, am I really those things? And tell yourself those things. I am this. I am joyful. Yes, I am positive. And yes, I am passionate. And live it. Live that truth. Make it your truth, because you can. And that's what's going to help you every single day get through this. Okay? And people are going to feed off of your energy. So make sure that when you are inviting to your challenge groups, those are your non-negotiables. And Danielle, I'm assuming, have you had your Getting Started Right call with Lindsay? Oh, I can't. Oh, you're muted.
Okay. We actually met in person because we live about 10 minutes away from each other.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it helped out more that she's that close that she could help me. Yeah.
So great. Yeah, that is phenomenal. Great. So she gave you all the links that you need for your phone and all that.
Yes. I have all the apps. I went through the Coach Basics training. I finished it over the weekend. So, and I'm meeting with her tomorrow to try and walk through like how to sign people up. If I have people that are interested and everything, and kind of go on the website.
So that's a win.
Yeah.
I said, does anybody have any wins? You should have been like, I finished Coach Basics training in 2 days. Woohoo! Awesome! Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's awesome. No, really, it's a big deal. Awesome. So do you guys have any questions for me right now? Anything you can think of? I'm here to help anytime. Katrina, did I answer your question about
the clean week? Yeah. The only other question I have is, you were saying that I don't know if you said it was Megan has set everything up, or it's already set up somewhere.
So when you set up your challenge tracker app, there are challenge group posts. Did you guys use those? Or did you schedule your own posts?
We scheduled our own posts.
Oh, okay. You're going to love this one. When you go into your challenge tracker on the computer,
Right.
you will see challenge group posts. Click on that. It's on the right-hand side. Click on that, and you're going to get a list of every single Beachbody program. You'll also see one for the 3-day refresh. You'll also see one for Shakeology only. You'll also see one that says multi-program. Okay? And these are specific to program posts. So, not necessarily a theme of your month. Those are your personally scheduled posts. But these are Beachbody posts to help people, guide them also through that particular program. So even the week before, like the setup week, how to set up your challenge tracker on your phone. There's a video. How to, what the expectations are, how to take your measurements. A video is already there for you. So you can make all those things on your own, but no need to reinvent the wheel when it's already there for you. Okay, so usually Lindsay and I use the multi-program posts, but then we always have a theme for the month.
Right.
Like this month is October Fit and getting outside. Next month is going to be attitude of gratitude. And don't let me fool you. I'm not that bright or that creative. I actually found this book. It's called The Gratitude Journal. And guess what? Let me tell you, on day whatever, it says, what does the word gratitude mean to you? Describe a situation when you have felt especially grateful. Right. I'm not I don't got to make this stuff up, right? And I don't look at it as I don't think I'm copywriting anything. I think I'm just sharing with people. We're all going through this book. I'm using it. I'm just sharing it with them. So I don't look at it like that. But, and again, I'm not marketing anything. So no, I'm fine.
You're not coining it as your own term.
No, I'm showing them that this is where I'm getting all this content from. But no, the point is that I'm just guiding them through something. And so I scheduled those comments every single day, and that's it. So yeah, take a look at that. See, there's a learning point.
That's a huge one. We literally, when we set this up, because she's overseas right now, and so having to set this up while she's 6 hours ahead of us. All right, well, you do this day, and you do this day, and I'll do this day, and I'll do this day, and I'm going to do this. And we had, we Skyped one day, and we said, all right, I'm going to set up this, and I showed her the whole list of everything, and not even realizing that all the other stuff is already there for us.
That's so funny. It's not funny, but what I mean is you guys, that's actually great, because what that means is you authentically put together a group that is you guys. That's fun, but that's a lot of work. So save your content, save all your spooky Halloween content for next October too, right? And don't get me wrong, we do create our own content for other groups. I've done a mindfulness and meditation one that I've saved. And these are things that we share with other coaches. So if you guys have ideas where maybe you want to do a mindfulness and meditation one, that's when you ask in the group, hey coaches, does anybody have any posts for whatever kind of theme, right? and we'll send it to you. A lot of that content is actually in our files tab on our coaches page, and you could explore that. But that files tab is like a trash can. There's 3 years worth of stuff in there, and in 3 years I haven't figured out how to clean it out, how to get rid of stuff. So maybe somebody's super Facebook savvy and can show me that, because I haven't learned that. All right. Anything I can help with?
I think for me, that's those were my biggest questions, or our biggest questions, Kim and I. Like I said, because we wanted to try to do the clean, and we were on the fence of, do we do clean week or do we do the free clean eating week?
That's up to you. Now, if you want to do the free clean eating, just free clean eating, I will send you that content. That's in the files tab. You can actually, it's in there.
Okay. I think we were on the fence, and I told her I would, that I was going to pick your brain about it and see what you
I'm personally getting away from free groups. But your community may like them. But what I noticed was every time I would have a free group, that's when people came around. Right. And I was like, but then the same people kept coming back, and I'm like, this ain't working. We can't, it's a lot of work. So, and I work full time. So, all right, guys. Well, if you don't have any other questions, I am going to call it a night. I'm going to go spend some time with Summer. I am here to help you anytime you need. So please just put comments in the coaches page, or go ahead and ping me or your upline coach, and let's do it. Let's make this an amazing month. Get on a November to Remember team. Reach out to someone and think about a PTO or PTA organization that you can make an impact on, and get in touch with that person, whoever's in charge, and just set up some meetings, because I think it's a huge opportunity. So, all right, guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good night. I love it. Bye.
You too.